Imagine you talking to your friends about your
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right.
yeah, bismillah. Thank you for coming to our studio and for a very humble invitation. So our first question for you is, you were the first female to go to Kuwait. So what was your like? What do you feel about it, and what you gain? What experiences did you gain there?
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Firstly, thank you for inviting me. Okay. So the question was, being a first female student going to Kuwait, how was it?
Yeah, how was it?
Firstly, I would love to point out that I was only 12 going to 13. Means like I just finished my PSLE and I'm going to Sec 1, correct? So my parents actually randomly just asked me, Aisha, what do you think if we send you to Kuwait? Do you want to try? But what I know is Kuwait has always been for male students only because my dad used to be in Kuwait as well. So being me, I was that adventurous kind of girl. I love trying new things. So I said, why not? That young age, I didn't think far. I just say, why not? It would be like an interesting experience. It's like going to a camp, but for years. You know what I mean? So, my dad actually tried applying from scratch because no one actually tried that, right? So we actually tried try and error. Even if tak dapat, it's like rezeki. We just try anyway. And subhanallah, I still remember at that one fine day, my mom was like screaming and saying, Aisha, Alhamdulillah, Aisha. Alhamdulillah, saying that way. And I was like, why? You are accepted to Kuwait. And we were like saying Alhamdulillah and all because we didn't expect it at all. Because we were just trying. Kalau tak dapat lah. But Alhamdulillah, it happened. And then I went to Kuwait in 2009. I remember I was still 13. I was the only female student with the other seniors of mine, male seniors. So when I went there, I didn't know anything at all. I know no one, obviously. So I didn't expect anything. I have no expectations lah. Because even when I ask my male seniors, they don't really know much about the female dorms. How is the systems and all. So I just say, just go je. So when I went there, I thought like Kuwait would be, like totally macam those typical stereotype punya orang lah. Like it's gonna be, just a macam desert pula. Desert. Sedapnya desert. Desert. Okay. But actually not really. Like it's quite modern. And we actually lived in a dorm. It's like totally like closed dorm. Just for girls, obviously. And yeah. When I entered the dorm, then I realized, I'm like far away from Singapore. And this is Kuwait and I'm going to be here, But it was interesting still. And at there, we only speak in Arabic. I was like, I'm ready. I'm from Al Sabah. I can speak Arabic, inshallah. But they actually speak, their dialect. But it's okay. They can still understand me anyway, kan? So my first experience was like, it's quite hard to actually talk to them because all of them already have the Kuwait dialect, the students there, the international students. But after a while, it was quite interesting. We could adapt and like make friends even though we are from different countries. I remember my first ever friend that I encountered was a Cambodian. She helped me with my luggage to my second floor. Yeah. And she was like, you from Singapore? Because she thought maybe I couldn't speak in Arabic. But yeah, alhamdulillah, I have friends who didn't even know Alif Bata from scratch. But only after 3 months they can actually speak Arabic. Because we only communicate in Arabic, no other language at that moment. So yeah.
So were there like when you went there, right? Because you were very young at that point in time, you're the only female student, you know nothing there. So you went there macam blur-blur tapi macam excited. Yeah. But when you went there, were there any expectations that were set in you at that point of time?
At that point of time, I don't think there was really any because I think I was still young. But probably after a while, after years in Kuwait, people started to know that, oh, there's a female student, there's an only female student from Singapore there, and they expect that, oh, you're from Singapore, you must do well in your studies. You knew Arabic from your country, so definitely you will excel, and such. But overall, I don't think there were no much pressure, because like being in Kuwait, it was like a totally new thing that I had to venture and explore. No one knows what to expect to, right? So it's only me who had to be there and experience all the new things. So yeah, I think not really.
So did you have any expectations on yourself?
Oh, I think I do. I did.
You're talking about expectations, right?
Yeah, I
Did
think
you
I
have
did.
expectations on yourself, and how did you overcome it, or what were your expectations at that point of time?
Okay, I remember when we were in Kuwait, we had to do imtihan qabul. Okay, we have like, what do we call it in English?
Entrance exam, is it?
Yeah, entrance exam. Yeah. So we had an entrance exam to determine like we masuk which class. Is it like yang ada di awal or thani? Means like if you don't know any Arabic at all, you will have to go for the tamhidi class. As for me, I expected like I knew Arabic like from Al-Saghaf, Alhamdulillah. So I thought like, why not I terus masuk Idadi Thani? So I don't have to repeat whatever like again in 2 years time. But then I got Idadi Awal. But Alhamdulillah, my senior actually tried to fight for me. I got to do like another interview with that ustazah there. She asked me, okay, read this paragraph and what is the i'rab? Like at that moment.
So you didn't like have any?
No, nothing. Yeah, because I was like, I know I can get to Idadi Thani. Why not? So she actually interviewed me and tested me again. And Alhamdulillah, the next day I actually got promoted to Idadi Thani. Alhamdulillah. So like it's more of like, I think my expectation was like, I'm the only Singaporean. I feel like I have to, jaga nama baik Singapore as the only, student. Yes. So I feel like I have to do good and like give like, Singapore has a good reputation. So yeah, I think that was one of the biggest expectation on my own self. Yeah.
Okay, anyways, you got a phone call, right? When you graduated.
Alhamdulillah.
Did the expectation help you in achieving what you are now? Of course, with the blessings.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so what are some most memorable moments there in Kuwait you should share? Maybe one good one, like one very good one, and one very bad one. Of course, the memories are all accumulated, kan? Confirm ada banyak. But maybe you can share us one most memorable yang bagus, or the good one, and the most memorable that was really like heartbreaking or something.
My most memorable, like if people were to ask, the first thing that comes in mind is obviously my friends, my international friends that I've lived with for like almost 13 years.
Wow.
So like, yeah, right. Like we literally like grew up, daripada kecil sampai besar without our parents. Like literally they were my family. They are still my family. So I think that's one beautiful thing. Like my close friends are mostly from Africa and also like few from Asia. And also there's from Arab itself, from Kuwait. So I feel like that is the most beautiful thing. It made me more open-minded. I feel like macam I no longer have stereotypes of certain people or certain countries. So that is really beautiful. Yeah. The friendships that were, made and created in Kuwait was the most beautiful thing. Yeah, it's the biggest thing. Yes, we still have contact. Yeah, of course.
That's good. Okay. So how about the not so nice moments? Of course, let's not. I mean, everyone has gonna be. Maybe there's one really memory that stick into you, but you laugh it off now.
Alamak, there's a lot je. I feel like okay lah, because being in knowing me, I'm the petite girl, right? So there, right, being the only girl that time, or even when I was in university, I don't really have like a lot of classmates of my own friends. Kira macam in my whole class, I can be the only Asian or the only foreigner, you know. So sometimes like I feel so intimidated, even though I've been years there. So there's one like I don't know, I have like this in mind now. I had to buy a worksheet. Bukan worksheet, what do you call it? Like
Is it like macam the standard series kind of thing?
the series that we have to buy. Macam Malzu. Aywa. And then we had to we had to buy that dia punya bookstore lah kat dia punya university. So imagine all of the the Kuwait students, the Kuwaiti students, they were like so tall, and I'm like the only one, the small one. I was pushed. Seriously, I was there like for like totally 1 hour. I was like, excuse me. Lau samah. But no one heard me. I really remember how like even though despite being years there, I still feel intimidated being around only Arabs. But but when they heard my voice, or they know like, oh, I'm from Singapore, or like only when they know my marka, and then they would like, A'isyah, can I be your friend? But overall, like again, as you said, like mana-mana pun there are people yang there are good and bad people, but overall like Kuwaitis are known to be like jawad, and really dorang really very how do I say, very apa?
Easy to talk to.
No, maksudnya apa? Dorang, what do I say? Jawad, not good. Yang
A few moments later.
they are very they have a good hospitality, and they really macam very generous with anything at all lah gitu. So alhamdulillah.
Yeah. So that's the good memory is people, and the bad memory is also people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course lah.
That's life. Yeah. Now we can move on to a quick one. So what is a piece of advice like from all the things the experience you collected from Kuwait and probably from Jordan as well? Because you spend like decades of your life outside of Singapore. That's actually a very it's a blessing lah, mashallah. So what is a piece of advice that you would give to our viewers today? From all the experiences, what is one or two things that you would want to share with people?
I would say to always go out there, get out from your comfort zone. It's cliche, but really though, I mean, especially when I was in Kuwait, it taught me like there's no one there for me to depend on in a way, right? So there were no friends of mine from Singapore, for example. So I just had to be myself, and I just have to go out there and try new things. So I would love to, give an advice to everyone that if you were to have an opportunity to try new things, just go je. And also when mixing around people, you will be meeting a lot of people, a lot of new friends, but never ever compromise your own values. Like you can be mixing around with any people at all, but just have your principles, strong. That's it. And you will be okay anywhere at all, inshallah.
That's nice. Inshallah. Okay, so that's the end of our in session. Cut.